blood injury, has to go off and be checked by a physio, and then he came on without my permission. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another REFSIX weekly vlog. So this week, I actually lied to you last week, and I'm going to hold my hands up and be honest about that. I'm not on the line at Tunbridge. I am in the middle, Chipstead versus Binfield, and what a game it was. But you have to stay tuned to the end of that because I have to deal with a technical caution. So I'm going to teach you all about that and go through about how to deal with technical cautions as well, but stay tuned to the end. But first things first, we've got to start the week off of training. So in we go for a speed session, which was Friday in the freezing cold on a December day. Enjoy the vlog and I'll see you later on. It's Friday. It's match day -1. We have just gone out and done a session. The session was quite difficult. As you can see, I'm out of breath. So the session was 6-yard box, this line, all the way up to the other 6-yard box, 15 seconds. Rest for 15 seconds, go backwards, 15 seconds. So you do that 6 to 8 times. I did 8, and then you rest for 2 minutes and then do it again. The next part of the session is like a whole sort of burner, lungs, heart, whatever. I'm exhausted, as you can tell. It's the 18-yard box on the corner, so towards the corner flag, to the other side. So you're going flat across this way. And that is there and back in 15 seconds. I did that 6 times, rest for 2 minutes, like 15 seconds there, 15 seconds back, 15 seconds rest. I did that 2 times. And then to finish off, you go goal line to 6-yard box and back 10 times, rest. And then you do it again. I feel good about it. The session was good. Let me know in the comments if you want to train with me. It'd be cool to train with some of you guys as well. But that is enough for me today. This is match day -1. The rest of the day is going to be eat, rest, and prepare for what will be a nice big day out at Chipstead tomorrow. So I'll catch you tomorrow for what will be match day. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone. So it's match day. It's 9 a.m. as always. That's my standard wake up time, so I have enough time to get going. So Chipstead being assessed. My coach is turning up. Big game. So it's about staying calm today. That means I've got to leave here about 12:30, which is fine. So I've got 3.5 hours. Pre-match walk. We will tick that off. Pre-match meal. Don't know what that's going to be. So we'll tick that off when it comes. Pack my kit bag. I'm about to start laying the kit out now, because then I know it's all there. So here we go. It's match day. I'm looking forward to it. I've got a lot of eyes on me today. Just go out and do the business. I feel relaxed. I've slept a lot. I feel good. Woken up in a very good, positive mood. So let's bring it on. Let's get match day going. Pre-match walk is done. What I have learned today, it is freezing. So it's time to wrap up now. It was cold last week, but it's even colder this week. So this is what we're bringing to an Ishmin South Central game. So we'll start off with sort of the usual stuff, the match kit, what I wear during the game, which is shorts, socks. I've got 2 pairs, 1 pair of Nikes and a pair of True socks as well. I've got my new match top, the new 2022 top, and the old top here as well, just in case it rains, because I don't like putting on a damp top. My boots, which are the Adidas Copas, laceless, a towel. I've got a long sleeve Under Armour, which is obviously black, and a short sleeve, which is grey, because I like the grey one. My wash bag, my buzzer flags from REFSIX, warm-up mid-layer, warm-up top, speaker, my match expenses cards, which should go in here, as well as these crime sheets, which we have to fill out, so we give to the secretaries and stuff. It's basically who got cautioned, and then how the club's behaved. They do the same on us as well. And my box of tricks, which obviously contains chewing gum, pencils, pens, my red and yellow cards and whistle, as well as my tablets and a gel. So this is all the stuff I'm bringing for today's game. I'm going to pack this up in my bag, which is here, and then I'm going to have my pre-match meal. Right, welcome to pre-match. It's slightly earlier, it's about 11:30, but I went for a bigger one. So I've got scrambled eggs, toast, mushrooms and spinach with a little bit of garlic, 2 bits of toast. So it's a bigger pre-match than what we're used to. Best pre-match I've had, definitely, this season in terms of health, carbs, proteins, everything sort of ticks all the boxes. It's like the perfect pre-match, if you will. Like if you look in books about sports nutrition, this is probably one of them up there, other than pasta, rice and chicken. But it's 11:30, I don't want to eat pasta, rice and chicken. So I'm going to eat this up, and then I've got, like I said, an hour to chill out. My pre-match playlist is going to be here. It's match day. We're almost there. We're almost at the ground. It's about 45 minutes to an hour's drive by the time I've picked everyone up and met everyone. So let's get this show on the road. So I'm back from the game, and I think it went well. The assessor, because we can now do the debriefs in the change room, the assessor said I managed the game really well, which is good. He also said that I got all the cautions right, and I had a technical caution as well after 6 minutes. So blood injury has to go off and be checked by a physio, and then he came on without my permission, so I cautioned him for it. So that's a big tick box in technical cautions, which is great. So fingers crossed it all goes well. I'm very happy with how it went. And yeah, now it's time to relax.
Several days later.
So we're back at REFSIX HQ after the Chipstead game. And what I'm going to do is talk through the stats and then go on to like the technical caution and the different types of technical caution and how we can deal with them. So in terms of the statistics of the game, I only ran 8.88 kilometers, which is slightly below my average, which is about 9.2. So if we look at the heat map, obviously we can see this big red splodge in the middle, but it's slightly off center towards the left, meaning, and this obviously shows in the game that Binfield had a lot of the attack, and especially in the second half. So that's why I spent a lot of time in one half, because that's where a lot of the play was. But for me, the important learnings are coming from two separate areas of my stats. The first one is my sprints. I keep going on about it, but it is a big key thing for me this year. The players are faster, and I've got to be up with play. We're seeing more oranges and a nice long big red sprint. So hopefully the assessor picked up on that as well. As well as looking at my heart rate data, you can see I spent a lot of times in zone 4 and zone 5, which meant that I had to tailor my recovery run the next day. I was planning on running sort of 10, 11K, but obviously looking back at this, I already had a big game on the Saturday, so I ended up only running 5 and tailoring my recovery based on the game before, plenty of stretches the next day. If you would like these kind of stats, hit the link in our description and you can get all these kinds of stats and more. Just check the link there. In terms of the actual game, like we spoke about, was a technical caution. So I gave one of the 5 technical cautions you can have. And if you want to hear more about these, drop us a comment below and we can cover them. Let us know what kind of technical cautions you want us to cover. But I gave a technical caution for re-entering the field of play without my permission. So a little bit of context of this was that the player had a blood injury and I had to send him off with the physio to get treatment. And with a blood injury, they cannot enter the field of play without being checked that the bleeding has stopped, as well as there is no blood on their shirt. So this was about 6 minutes into the game. I sent the player off and I told him and the physio that he can't come on until I've checked him, and he came back on. So as soon as the ball went out of play again, I then cautioned him. How I could deal with this a little bit better personally, and my coach said this as well, was, make sure that everybody knows I've spoken to him. Make sure when I've got him over, I talk to my assistant referee and say, make sure that he's not gone on until either you or me have checked him. And it's about that constant communication. But how we deal with this on REFSIX is quite easy. So because I have all the misconduct codes on my watch, I know exactly why I cautioned him, which is a bit of a strange one as well, because a lot of the time you're just putting in foul tackle, so that's a C1, whereas I believe this is a C4, and I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have my watch on me. And the benefits of this is that when I go into the change room at the end, it's nice and simple because I sync my watch across. I've got all the reasons. So when I'm doing my match return and the crime sheets, which you'll have seen me packing in my bag, I can quickly write down because I have handwriting that is very poor. So trying to come back at that after a cold day, wearing gloves, it's not ideal. It can get a bit confusing, and the secretaries are straight on you to get these crime sheets. So I can tell the secretary who's been cautioned and what for, and it aids my management after the game as well and makes just things a hell of a lot easier for me. The secretaries don't want to spend a lot of time with us. We don't particularly want to spend a lot of time with them, so we can give them their sheets. They know exactly what reasons for, and I can explain why and what minute. It just makes the process easier. So in terms of, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. The assessor said I did well. We're just waiting for the mark, but that could come through in the next sort of 48, 72 hours. Like, it's not really too much of an issue. If you kind of want to try the app, I would recommend it highly. It makes my life so much easier in terms of timing, management, assistance. It's perfect. Check the link in our description. But for now, that is everything. We are on the line next week at Tunbridge Angels. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next REFSIX weekly vlog.